I just want to talk about some things that, like the most common question that I get all the time. I get asked all the time, like, how is my English so good? And why my Chinese pronunciation is so good when I'm talking. Like it happened to me, like when I'm walking on the road in China, talking with my friends, and someone will come up and ask me, like, hey, are you American? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And yeah, and they were asking like why my English is so good. And anyway, I had this experience in China, like I'm walking and people are taking pictures. They come up to me and they ask me that they want to practice their English with me and stuff, and also want to make friends. So this experience was really amazing for me. And anyway, so just want to answer and talk about, like why my English was like good. I think, I mean, of course, it's a God-gifted thing. That's what I would say if I have to answer in, one sentence or in short. But if I look back, I'll see that I had to, like when I was little, I used to think, right? I used to think that if I know only my country language, then I would only know about my country. Like with my country language, I can only know about my country, but I wanted to know about the world. So if I want to know about the world, then I have to learn English. I mean, when I want to know about some international issues or the countries everywhere, I see that I have to learn English. So I was just basically focusing. In the class when I'm having the English classes. But I didn't have to do any special courses for my pronunciations or, to speak or to learn like that. And many people also ask me like, hey, are you like did you spend a long time when you're little in America, or have you been there? Have you studied there? And I'm like, no. And also the question that I got is like, many people ask me if one of my parents are from America, like from my mother's side or my dad. I say no, nothing like that happened. So basically that's what I was thinking, and I was just focusing, like I had my interest to learn and I found my ways. That's basically what happened. So this is what I want to mention, and I think there's something that you can learn from. And time passes by, maybe anyway, I will talk about this later. Something came up to my mind that I wanted to talk about, probably later another time. So this is what I was doing, focusing. And we have this Facebook and stuff, and when I use Facebook, there was not much people around me who use Facebook, so I would just add some random people and I'd try to talk in English just by messaging. And I didn't speak much in English online. So basically I started speaking English when I was in China. Like when I went to China, I started speaking English, and I see everyone is surprised, like after hearing me, and that made me surprised too. Like when they heard me, they're surprised and I'm surprised, because and so many interesting stories I have to say, like if I'm talking about this. I've also met people, like I approach to a person and I hear as I'm walking towards him that he's talking to someone about languages. He said, oh, I've talked with people from many different countries, so now I know if I talk with someone, where is he from. So he's saying I can know if he's from India or not, if he's from Africa or not. So he's just talking about this. And when I go there and I ask, so can you tell me where I'm from? And he says, you can talk a little more. I did, but then later he could not tell me where I'm from. So towards the end, he just said, I don't know, man, I can't understand where you're from. So things like this, I have really good experience like in this, and also I've taught English in China, which was a very interesting experience for me, because I was the only student who had the opportunity to teach inside the school, and I've taught the kids of the teachers, so you can understand. And also when I had the first class to teach, my students' parents came, like my students' dad, mom, and also aunt, uncle, like they were like interviewing me, like they're sitting in the class and the students in front. And in the first class, they just wanted to see like how I teach, and if they like, then they will let me teach and continue. So what basically happened is I took the class, I talked about myself and the process and my teaching style. And after that, I've heard that they really liked my class and the way I teach, and they were really happy and excited to learn from me. And then I continued. And also so many people asked me to help them, and I did, and I still do. Whenever someone's facing any problem, they will ask me to help. Like some of my friends will tell me they had, they're gonna give IELTS exam, and I help them out. Anyway, so this was a great experience for me that I've taught English there, and now even after coming back to my country, I'm still teaching English online. And also now I teach the students of many different countries. And something was what I've seen and I think can be improved, and something sad in my country is if I'm talking to any institutions about teaching or things like that, they just want to see your background, like where you've studied, something like that. They will not take, or they will not see if you actually have the ability, rather than they'll just start judging by what you have, like on papers. So I want to change that, and I'm planning to teach you guys and help you with English. And this is something that I want to give people, because I think I can. And so you guys can my dream, my reason for this, for teach you guys English or help you with this, is because I want everyone to access, have the access and the knowledge of the world, not only about my country. People are fighting over in one country is because they just, this is their center, right? They're just only thinking about this country. They know about this country, the culture, whatever is happening. They're fighting with each other inside. Everything is happening inside. But they have no freaking idea that there's a huge world out there that's there's so many things going on. Like if someone takes any advantages from one of the sides because you're breaking up, and then you're gonna be in a mess, right? So things should change, and I'll try to do that, just starting my ways. And yeah, when I start teaching, money won't be the main fact for me. I will see who is more interested and who's less interested. And depending on that, I will increase and decrease the wage, or if you say that, if you call it a wage. Anyway, so coming back to the point of how I've improved. So for me, improving my Chinese pronunciations and stuff, it was also like the similar experience, because I've been to China, and I would take the real sounds and I would try to say it out loud. And anyway, I would try to explain these things more when I talk about it more, and explain and give lessons about English if possible. And now I'm just talking about and answering this question because I got like so many people ask me these questions, like I got so many. And so yeah, this is basically it. I started to think, I used to think I wanted to know about the world. And and also another thought I could say is when I would look at the world map, I would see that I live in a tiny small country, and the world is huge. comparing to us, and I would think like, hey, is this the place I'm going to get old, have children, get married, and move around in this place and die? And I mean, this is what I wanted to think, and I was like, I want to travel, man. I should travel. I should see what's there and know about things. And by the grace of Allah, because of English, I know about what's going on there. I know what's going on there. And also now, as I teach, students from many different countries, so I know like how they're thinking, and what's going on there and here, things like that. So when you know, and when you have the ability to speak with people from all over the world, it will increase your dimension of thinking. Like you'll think in a more wider range. Like your thought process will not be bound by only the things you know. Like, the more things you know, the more options you will have, the more choice you will have, right? And your thought process and thinking will be broadened up. And yeah, I think it's a very good and important thing. And yeah, so if you guys like want or not, I'm going to start this, and I hope that I'll get support for this if I start to do teaching. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, hopefully I will talk about more stuff in the future, and just wanted to talk about this for now. And yeah, if you have more questions, or if you want to ask, like feel free to talk, or feel free to ask, message, comment, like, and share. Yeah, I sound like I'm becoming a YouTuber. But anyway, like it's like a diary that you can talk to people, and the message is saved. Like if someone asks you a question, like if you say and answer this to every single one of them every time, like someone asks me, hey, why is your English so good? And I've answered that, and now another person is asking me like, hey, why is your English so good? And I have to answer that again. So I guess, and I figured if I make a video on the topics that I talk to on my daily life with the foreign friends, and if I make videos on those, then I don't have to talk about every time again and again. So it'll be much more better if I just make a video and people can know about me. So I think that's very interesting. Yeah. So that's it, guys, for today. Yeah, keep me in your prayers, and thank you for watching. Yeah, hope you have a great day ahead. Thank you.